Sharala. It's your brother, you remain true. You Ram Yahweh, all right? Greeting by Sham Yahweh Shai Mashiach, of who the Most High loves and hates. Malachi chapter 1. The burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. All right, so it's about 12:30. I thought it was later than that. As you see, I'm in the heart of Babylon, Louis Vuitton, and so on and so forth. You see all the construction. Oh yeah, they just took down the big idol over the Christmas tree not too long ago, right? All right, so, you know, the place been getting hit, just got hit with an earthquake the other night. All kinds of destruction's happening, right? But look at verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. All right? So you see that? Now, what do you got to say about somebody being filled with hate? Are you going to call the Most High wicked when he say he's filled with indignation toward the whole nation of Edom forever? Who are you, old man, that you call the Most High wicked? But this is the word that Malachi received from Yahweh to the people of Israel, you see? So it's a purpose to this. Yeah, that's right, because we're going to see precepts for this in the epistles by the apostles, telling these same people these same things. Election, election, election. That's what this is about. The burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. You see? I have loved you, saith Yahweh. You see? He loved you, Israel. So you see? He loved you. That's right. And then Israel didn't have enough sense to know that he loved us and elected us. And so he had to let us be reminded of a little bit of something. I have loved you, saith Yahweh, yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? You see, us, Israel as a people. What you mean you loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Yep, you know what, Most High, he sure was. Matter of fact, Esau was our elder brother who should have got the birthright, right? Exactly. But guess what happened? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau. You see that? See? So, again, there you go, election. Before they were even born, he had chosen Jacob over Esau. You see? And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste. You see? For the dragons of the wilderness, right? Yeah, that's right. And so every time they get destroyed, they try to come back and rebuild. And that's all that they're doing right now, all right? The burnt up acres out there in Sonoma and all them other places, you know, that stuff, you know, been going up for sale, you know, it's hot on the auction block. But whereas Edom say we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. You see? You see that? So you see that distinction between the Most High's love and his hate, man? So, you know, all you Hebrew Christians, man, in particular, who's scared that you're going to lose your little churches, all right, and your little grubby tithes and offerings also, perhaps, you want to, true enough, you got a lot of heresies in the doctrines of the camps that you're picking on the most. But you also know that not everybody who's admitting that they're the original Hebrews, not everybody's preaching those heresies, and not everybody has the same damnable doctrine. Nevertheless, you people don't want to come to the knowledge of the truth, man. So does this not apply anymore in the New Testament? So the Most High forgot about what he said. The people, he had indignation forever. No, he didn't forget about that, because matter of fact, he also reminds you of that same precept of election in the epistle of Paul to the Romans. Yeah, that's right. See, he pulling from this. So again, we're going to find out, if we don't know, that Israel is the elect, and that is the seed of Jacob. Okay? Verse 5. And your eyes shall see, and ye shall say, Yahweh will be magnified from the border of Israel. So now you got the magnifying of the name of the Most High from the border of Israel, whereas you just saw previously that the border of Idumea or Edom would forever be known as the border of wickedness. So you see the difference and the distinction between the borders of praise with Edom and the borders, Salakia, the borders of praise with Jacob versus the border of wickedness with Edom. And again, something that was established forever per say the Most High. Yeah, don't forget that, man. So all you people with that accusation about who got a hate-filled doctrine, let's remember that there is a time to hate, you see, because guess what? We've loved a whole lot. We love the fake Jews just like you continue to, you see. Yeah, that's right, ignorantly. But now we're going to love the real Jews. We're going to love our own people, okay? We're going to love the poor of our people, something that the fake Jews don't do. But they exploit our people. They exploit the rich and the poor of our people. Yeah, but I digress. Nevertheless, the Most High said that our eyes will see, okay? Your eyes shall see, and you shall say, Yahweh will be magnified from the border of Israel. All right? Verse 6. A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father, where is mine honor? And if I be a master, where is my fear, saith Yahweh? Yahweh of hosts, unto you, O priests, that despise my name. And ye say, wherein have we despised thy name? Okay? Let's pause for right there in Malachi chapter 1 and get over to Romans. Okay? Again, you saw that question. A son honors his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father, wherein is mine honor? And he's speaking to the priests, which would be the men of Levi, right? The seed of Israel. Yeah, that's right. All right. Okay. So you get a lot of confusion about who the Gentiles are, and a lot of it comes from right here. So let's clear some of that up for you people. Romans 11:1. I say then, hath Yahweh cast away his people? By no means. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. Yahweh have not cast away his people which he foreknew. Know ye not what the scripture saith of Eliah, how he maketh intercession to Yahweh against Israel, saying, Yahweh, they have killed thy prophets and digged down thine altars, and I am left alone, and they seek my life. But what saith the answer of Yahweh unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to Baal. Even so at this present time, you see, present time, present. Also there is a remnant according to the election of favor. So again, is the election dealing with the inclusion of heathen nations, or is it dealing with the remnant of the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and ultimately Jacob? It's dealing with the seed of Jacob. So again, this letter to the Romans is based upon precepts out of the Torah, which would only be applicable to Israelites, okay, or the seed of Israel, people who are familiar with the Torah, all right, the law of their ancestors, exactly. All right, so now, a lot of people say since, you know, the Jews rejected the Messiah, that's where all the branches get cut off and the heathens get grafted in, and then, you know, once the fullness of the Gentiles come in, all the heathens, then they're going to graft Israel back in again. But that's not the case, man. Okay? All right. Well, let's go back to where you show you that they were broken off in wrath. All right? And David said, let their table be a snare and a trap and a stumbling block and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their back always. All right, so again, just like I had in the rebuke to T.L., he read that scripture saying that that's the reason why all the nations of Israel were cut off, and now it's the Gentile heathen nations that are grafted in. Okay? All right, but David was talking about whosoever was wicked. He wasn't talking about, you know, cut off all the tribes of Israel. That's not what David meant. David meant whoever rose up against the anointed, whoever rose up against the Lord's anointed and persecuted me without cause, okay? Let their table be a stumbling block. It don't matter what nation you're from. See, that's what David meant. That's what David intended. So he's not talking about that's where all the tribes get cut off, okay? So right here, Paul speaking to some Gentiles, right? All right, remember that. Right here, Israel get cast off, right? So let's question that. Is that all 12 tribes? For if the casting away of them be the reconciling of the world, what shall the receiving of them be but life from the dead? So is that all 12 tribes that are cast off, and it's heathens that Paul is talking to? That's the question. Because that's the only way grafted in Gentiles being heathens would make sense to you Hebrew Christians, all right? For if the first fruit be holy, no, bring that back to verse 15. The latter part of verse 15. So if the casting of them, if the casting away of them be the reconciling of the world, which was the cosmos, the order and arrangement, the government, all praise to the Most High, what shall the receiving of them be but life from the dead? So the receiving of who? The Jews, the men of Judea, all right? Then the Levites, so on and so forth, the holy people, those who were still his people, the Jews. For if the first fruit be holy, there go Levi, the lump is also holy. And if the root be holy, there goes David, the king. So you got the priest, then you got the king. Okay? The first fruit, go to the Levites, that's holy, that's the lump. The root, that's the offspring of David, that's the right tribe, that's the branch of Judah. Okay? The branches are also holy. See? For if the first fruit be holy, Levi, the lump is also holy. If the root be holy, David. So are the branches. The branches. Who are the branches? The branches are David's brethren, the tribes of Ephraim, the northern kingdom. That's right. So now here goes where Judah and Levi get messed up because of unbelief when they reject the Messiah. So here's that. Here's that. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou, being a wild olive tree, were grafted in among them, and with them partakest of the root, you see, the kingdom of Judah, and the fatness of the olive tree, the holiness of Levi. Who is he talking to? He's talking to the, you're not my people. Okay, you're talking to Lerumah and Loami, Ephraim, all right? Who he broke off and wouldn't show no mercy. And we're going to get back to that. So, if some of the branches were broken off and you, being a wild olive tree, were grafted in among them, see? And with them, partakes of the root and the fatness of the olive tree. So with them is what? You're partaking of the gospel with them, because the gospel was theirs. The Jew first, the tribe of Judah first, is to them first. Salvation is of the Jews. The gospel is theirs. So anybody that's receiving anything based upon the gospel, they're partaking of it with Judah and Levi, the goodness and the fatness, which was the Messiah, okay? Ultimately, the Messiah. Boast not against the branches, okay? Boast not against the branches. Don't boast against the saints and the elect. All right, so now let's get to, you saw that. Good olive tree, fatness, partakers, Gentiles, all right? So, now let's see who is Israel in this context. All right, so they rejected the Messiah. Some of the branches were broken off. For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceits, that blindness in part has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles be come in. So now, who is Israel in this context? And what is the fullness of the Gentiles in this context, man? So is this all 12 tribes are blind and heathens are being grafted in until all the space is filled up? Because that's the doctrine of the, Christian church mostly, and the doctrine of you Hebrew Christians, even if you admit it or not. But in essence, this is your doctrine. That right here, this particular verse would mean that the 12 tribes are blinded and the fullness of the Gentiles coming in is the nations being grafted in. But that's not what this means. Israel in this context is Judah and Levi, the holy, good olive tree with the goodness and the fatness of the root, you see. They're the ones that's partly blinded. And the fullness of the Gentiles is the wickedness of the heathen nations, you see. That's right. See, when their time is filled, then the Messiah is going to return. And by the time the Messiah is returned, Judah and Levi, we're woke. And that's right, we're woke. And I'm telling you, I'm E1B1A, 8A1. So you can research that all day and tell me if you disagree that I ain't out the house of Judah and the house of David. All right, that's my paternal lineage. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's on the line for any researcher, any professional geneticist, any critic, anybody you wanna, pick at, my pedigree. All right, because that's what that is, and that's what this is dealing with. It's dealing with. It ain't no such thing as no spiritual seed of Abraham. You're the physical seed of Abraham, number one. Then you're the spiritual seed of Abraham, number two. Once you have the faith of Abraham. It's not about being no heathen, having no faith like Abraham had it, and getting all the promises over the seed of Abraham. That is ridiculous. That's blasphemous. And that's you people's heretical doctrine, unfortunately. But we're here to clear that up. And we're going to do it right here. So the fullness of the Gentiles is the wickedness of the heathen. And so by the time the wickedness of the heathens come in, which we're seeing right now in these prophetic days, you'll start seeing this. So all Israel shall be saved. Yeah, that's right. Judah, Levi, and you 10 tribes who believe right now, you Gentiles, because Gentiles is just nations. And the nations of Ephraim would classify as Gentiles. All right? Let's go to the scriptures 2009 and show you this precept, and we're going to hit that precept real quick too before we get out of here. And so all Israel shall be saved. You see? So all Israel shall be saved, you people. As it has been written, the deliverer shall come out of Tizon, as Zion, and he shall turn away wickedness from Yaakov. So again, the deliverer comes out of Zion and turns away wickedness from Jacob. I told you, by the Spirit. At that point, you see, Jacob is referencing Judah. And so now, who you have left? You got the nations of Ephraim left. And that's why this makes sense. The deliverer comes out of Zion, turning away wickedness from Jacob. And this is my covenant with them when I take away their sins. All right? So Paul gives these people a reference to the Old Testament. And he's talking to the Romans. All right? So let's look at that. This is what he said. This is the rest of that precept. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith Yahweh. My spirit that is upon you, and my words that I have put in your mouth, speaking to the children of Israel. Okay? All right. Nigga Satan ratcheting it up. He ratcheting it up. We're going to take it back down, though, Edom. As for me, this is my covenant with them, saith Yahweh. My spirit that is upon you, and my words that I have put in your mouth, shall not be withdrawn from your mouth, nor from the mouth of your seed, or your descendants, nor from the mouth of your descendants, for how long, saith Yahweh? From this time and forever. Children of the prophets. Get it right, all right? Yes, so get that right, all right? And so we're going to take a pause for the cause, since, you know, this, ratcheted ham shacking going down over here in Babel as they rebuild, all right? But that's an ancient Hebrew message of the Most High's love, and who the Most High hate. Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated, laid his mountains and his heritage waste. Okay? He's a people that the Most High got indignation against forever, all right? All right, and so just like they rebuilding right now, right? They're expanding their borders right now. But the Most High say that these people forever will be called the border of wickedness, you see? And so, the white man ain't the Edomite. Listen, this is the kingdom of Esau, because the white man, even though he's not from the lineage of Esau, again, all right, they all mixed in with each other because, you know, they became one nation, and guess where he dwelt? All right? Yeah, he dwelt, the white man dwelt amongst some Hebrews for a while, and you know, that's how they copycatted our style. But guess what? That was the perversion of Esau, and so he sold his soul for a jelly roll, just like he sold his soul for that red bowl of soup. All right? And so that's his portion, man. He's small among the heathen now. But the Most High still gonna destroy you as a whole, even though you're small among the heathen. You're the people that he had indignation against forever, all right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so, you know, so while y'all want to talk about somebody being devils, and I'm going to get to that, yeah, I'm going to get to that. You know what I'm saying? I don't identify with no camps, okay? The Spirit is my witness, just as he's been the witness of all the elect from the beginning of the age. You know, nevertheless, you people are trying to put all the Hebrews in one box, and that's what we're here for, to fight and smite with the sword of the Most High using these precepts, man. And you ain't gonna be able to get around it. You see? You saw that. See? It was the descendants and the descendants and the descendants who had the spirit of the Most High proceeding and flowing out of their mouths. You see? That's right. His spirit was on them. Jacob. You see? All right? So it wasn't no heathens. All right? Speaking in no tongues when you saw the Acts of the Apostles and Peter's going to Cornelius. That wasn't the descendant of no natural Italian. Cornelius wasn't a natural Italian. He just simply was a soldier in the Italian band, man. But he was himself of the lineage of Jacob, you see? And that's why the Most High promise was fulfilled when Cornelius and them people started speaking in tongues. Because that was his covenant to them and their descendants and their descendants, you see? And that's how come Peter and the apostles put it all together at the end of the day when he said, I perceive that in all nations the Most High is no respecter of persons. All right? But, you know, in all nations, them that do a truthful work of righteousness, they'll be accepted with him. He was talking about all nations of the seed of Jacob. See, Israel ain't just one nation. Israel's a multitude of nations. And if you don't understand that, you'll never understand what a Gentile is, even though they got it, you know, deceptively placed Gentile in many places where it should just be Hellenist, meaning a Hellenized person under the Greeks at that time of the writings. Still lineage of Jacob, man. All right. So praise the Most High. That madness stopped for a second so I can bid you shalom and peace. But we're gonna pick up, all right, and get back into, you know, the seed, the children, being those with all the promises. All right? And the father, you remember, okay, the sons of Jacob and Malachi, you see? You saw the sons of Jacob, you see? He was a father to them, all right? So let's keep that in mind, man. He was a father to the sons of Jacob, all right? All right. Oh, hey, shalom to the elect and to the wicked. There's no peace, saith the Most High, unto the wicked.